And we'll go ahead and take a look at the Class A rankings. And there they are. And really, guys, not a whole lot different from the years past. Remember, Class A, 2A, the so spread out throughout the state. They don't play each other like in 5A2. You got Guthrie, Colorado, McGinnis, Piedmont playing each other. And that doesn't happen a lot in A and 2A football.
No, it doesn't. And, and I think this ranking's almost perfect. We got one wrong on
almost
there.
Almost perfect. Gore 2, is that what you got too?
No. Crescent Tigers should be 5.
Oh.
Here's the official notes here. Class A. Yeah, Crescent just outside, missed it by a point from taking a hominy, but Crescent did receive 1 vote.
Well, they're that good.
Yeah. Those are your Class A rankings. Ringling and easy.
They've been there. Those top 5. Those guys have been in there all year long. For all of us.
Ringling beat Dibble 46-14 this week in Class A.
Keep an eye on Gore.
Yeah, they're 2 of my rankings.
Gore shuts out Canadians 61-0.
Yep. It's what you would expect.
Let's get there. All right, those are the Class A rankings. We'll now move over to the Class 2A rankings, as you see on your screen for our audio audience only, which you can find us on every podcast platform. Washington 1, Rejoice Christian 2, Millwood 3, Vian 4, Eufaula 5, and Phil, Veneta, and Prague receive consideration as receive votes as well.
Well, Veneta was a typo. That was supposed to be Vian.
Okay.
I just looked at that and went, Veneta?
I was looking through this like, what's he talking about? What's he doing?
That is a typo. I had them at 3. That is a complete typo. I've had Vian in there all year, right in that 2-3 slot. But Prague, I'm staying with Prague, and then I have Millwood at 5.
That's what I had Millwood at.
I have Millwood at 5, but Washington I had at 1, Rejoice Christian 2, Veneta 3, Prague 4, and then Millwood 5 is what my rankings were.
Hey, Ronnie, you had Vian where?
I had Vian 4, so I had Washington, Rejoice Christian, Eufaula as my number 3 team, Vian, then Millwood.
I would say your typo cost a switch.
I know.
But it's official now.
Yeah,
so
it was a typo.
You got to eat it this week.
I'll eat it, but I wanted to be on the record because I literally pulled up my 2 and I went, what the heck is Veneta doing on there? So
it's a real thing.
Yeah.
So those are the Class 2A rankings. We'll take a look at the Class 3A rankings by the High School Huddle. Number 1, Lincoln Christian. Number 2, Verdigris. Number 3, Metro Christian. Number 4, Heritage Hall. And number 5, Cassia Hall. Also receiving votes just outside the top 5 was Stigler.
I had Stigler in my top 5. I had Lincoln Christian 1, Verdigris 2, Stigler 3, Metro Christian 4, and Heritage Hall 5.
That's a perfect High School Huddle top 5 right there.
You guys love those private schools.
I have Heritage Hall and Cassia switched around. But, that's 1, 2, 3. And there's an argument that Verdigris could be number 1 because Lincoln Christian with Shiloh, Arkansas.
There's definitely that argument.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Metro Christian, they're Kirk Francis. I mean, they
it wouldn't shock me to see Verdigris. Obviously, we got them at 2 in the state championship game. Wouldn't shock me to see any of these schools. But I think there's a couple other schools that deserve some consideration that some of the voters on the High School Huddle poll are ignoring.
And you're saying Stigler, the number 1 avoids?
I'm just saying there's some being ignored.
Just not Veneta.
Well, we had Perkins.
Not Veneta.
We had Perkins there. We've had Seminole there.
And at the time, Perkins made sense. They've had a rough road.
They played Metro Christian.
Absolutely. And so, and Metro is my 14.
Yeah.
But any of these could be exchanged. Yeah. I mean, they could all float. I do think Verdigris and Lincoln Christian are a nudge better. Just a little different level. I think those are the 2 favorites.
Yeah, Lincoln Christian Fergus would have to practice pretty hard to play Metro Christian, Heritage Hall, and Cassia Hall. It wouldn't be just a walk.
No, it would not be a walk, no.
Right. Take a look at the Class 4A High School Huddle rankings. Number 1, Cushing Tigers. Number 2, Tuttle Tigers. Number 3, Poto. Number 4, Wagner. And number 5, Elk City. And also receiving votes was Bethany.
I'm the one outside with everybody this week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Elk City, huge win against Clinton last week.
It was. So, again, I got them at 5.
I think they definitely deserve the bump in the top 5.
I got them at 5.
Yeah, Clinton drops out of my top 5, and my 4A rankings are exactly as seen on the screen there. Cushing. We'll be picking this game here in a little bit. Is it Cushing Wagner week?
It is Cushing Wagner week.
Cushing Wagner week.
I have Wagner at 6. They could be 5. They could be 4.
6?
I have them at 6. That's all right, 4 and 6. You're used to that 6 number.
Boy.
That is the 4A rankings.
I'll lay some stats on you here in a little bit, okay?
Go ahead.
Next
Stay
segment.
tuned to the next segment because there's going to be a lot of back and forth.
Yeah, there is.
And I probably need to sit in the middle moving forward.
Well, Ronnie's.
But then I would have to change the graphic, and I don't want to do
no.
Yeah. All right.
Right here.
Let's take a look at the Class 5A High School Huddle rankings. As you see on your screen for our audio audience, for our video audience, for our audio audience, number 1, new rank number 1 in top 5 High School Huddle is the McAllister Buffaloes. Number 2, McGinnis. Number 3, Coweta. Number 4, Del City. Number 5, Guthrie.
We've all got these 5 in our top 5.
Correct.
So I don't think there's a big disagreement on any of this.
You ready? I can tell you what it is.
Yeah, go ahead.
Del City, Phil has at number 3.
I do.
Chris has Del City at number 4.
Okay.
Ronnie has Del City at number 5.
He's apps. We got to get an intervention.
Well, we can talk about it. Can I at least explain?
Let's do it.
You think you can?
5A rankings.
So the number 1 ranking, McAllister, was really easy because they beat a bunch of men on Friday night, right?
Those same men you have at 5.
And then just to cap it off, McAllister breaks down tonight by saying what? 1, 2, 3, best in 5A.
Yeah.
Love it. So they automatically get the vote here. The reason why I have Del City at 5 is
hit
one.
the mute button, Chris.
Let me talk.
I'm
They
trying.
lost a game, right? The other 4 teams ahead of them have not lost a game, right? And there were
For the
questionable,
record, Georgia didn't lose and they moved down 1.
Yeah, that happens.
But go ahead.
It's been known to happen.
questionable decisions
Oh boy, mute button.
during that game. Again, I'm just me analyzing the game. There was right before halftime. There was 11 seconds left. They had an opportunity to go for a touchdown. They elected for a field goal, and they ended up missing that field goal. Right?
I think there was confusion, though.
Ronnie
Well, I'll stand it right there. They didn't seem like a whole lot of confusion.
Ronnie's making his point.
I think there was confusion on personnel.
Well, maybe. But again, McCarty was out 8 plays on offense, comes in. How does the defense lose him on a wheel route? Then they run the same wheel route again later on in the fourth quarter when the game's online, and they miss him again. Now, Guthrie doesn't make those mistakes on defense. Not saying Guthrie, I would pick Guthrie to beat Del City right now if they played tomorrow. I'm not saying that. But as
What
far
are you
as
saying? You got him ahead of him.
I'm saying that Guthrie overall it looks better this year to me. I've seen them both in person.
Now, okay, so who is Del City? What are their best wins this year?
Obviously, not a very good Booker team that we thought was going to be pretty good. They're not very good.
Okay.
They beat Choctaw,
Okay.
which is a real good win.
Yeah. Top 5 and 6A too.
Yeah.
2 good ones. Choctaw Booker T and
Booker T,
crosstown
yeah.
crosstown rival Midwest City, who's down a little bit this year, and East Central, who's been down the last several years.
My whole thing is McAllister beat. We had McAllister at 3 last week, right? Consensus.
We had them winning by over 2 scores. And
4. I'm sorry, we had them at 4.
we had Del City winning by
Yes.
multiple scores, but they did not happen.
Well,
So Del City is not as good as we thought they were. Is that what you're saying?
No. What I'm saying is this. There's not a more talented football team in 5A, looking purely
Correct.
at talent, than Del City.
I would not disagree with
It's
that.
not even close.
Other
in my
intangibles in
opinion.
this game, though.
Can I finish?
Ross,
no.
bro,
No, I'm going to get this all next segment. I'm getting it out of the way right now.
So I moved Del City to 3 because McAllister, you knock off number 1. If you're in the top 3 or 4, I'm going to move you to the number 1 spot because you beat them, right?
and McAllister's had an argument all season to be number
All
1.
season, they've had an argument to be number 1. McGinnis, I've had firmly at 2 in 5A all year.
That's a bye.
Has not moved. Coweta, as Chris said earlier, is playing without, right?
Quarterback.
Their starting quarterback. He's not going to be back this week.
You
And
knew
at
that
the time,
before you made
Coweta had the
moves?
best.
Yeah, we talked about
And at the time, before
Holding information from me.
McAllister won, Coweta had the best win in 5A over Carl Albert.
Over Carl Albert, who I have at 6 in 5A, just a smidge ahead of Collinsville, undefeated Collinsville.
You have Carl Albert at 6?
I do. You like the number 6. Just hold on to it. Guthrie could easily be, for me, it was so close to me moving Guthrie ahead of Coweta and putting Coweta at 5. It was close for me. I think Guthrie, and we'll use them because we see Guthrie every Friday night or Thursday night, depending on what evening they're playing. We call those games. But that Guthrie defense to that Del City team, because Del City does not run the ball well. Can we agree with that?
Yeah, they didn't run very well. Yeah.
Right?
Now, they can they can get loose.
They can get loose. But
You better tackle.
Godwin is 5'6", and he actually hid behind those big guys up front. No doubt about it.
What I'm saying is though they're not going to line up in I formation or two back, and they're not going to go. They're not just going to run the ball between tackles and do that stuff. Guthrie's the kind of defense, very disciplined, going to do assignment football.
Very well coached. Yep.
Very well coached defensively. Over the course of the game, they would wear those kids down. I compare this Del City team to a lot of the great East Central teams we've saw in years past over in Tulsa. Most years, East Central had the most athletes on the field. I mean, they did.
Yeah.
They had the most talented guys on the field. But to your point, and I agree with you, there's a lot of variables that go into who's going to win a football game. So I could easily see in heads up, and I understand that's what you're doing too with your rankings. I get that. I would echo what you said. We were on the Del City sideline first half, McAllister sideline the second half. We have no dog in this hunt whatsoever. I can tell you the sideline felt different on McAllister than it did Del City.
Yeah.
There was just a different feeling. And so, I think that W has a lot to do with McAllister's kids believing, and they just don't have any quit in them. They're going to play till the absolute last snap of the game. And I think that coaching staff has them. You don't believe like that if you don't have a great coaching staff that's making them believe, right?
I think the W happened because of us. Because the first half we're on Del City. Del City wins that half, and then we go to McAllister's side. McAllister wins that half. So I
called the Will route in the second half. I didn't tell you guys.
I was saying that in the third quarter. I'm like, why haven't they done the Will again? And of course they saved it.
They were saving it. That was a great question by our buddy over here.
Put it right in his back pocket.
When he interviewed, he said, "Did you keep that in your back pocket?" He says, "Oh yeah."
The offense coordinators kept yelling at me.
Yeah, he saw it. So
One thing I can
Blue Jays ranked 4.
The one thing I can confirm in McAllister Del City had no clue we were there. So
Yeah.
I can confirm that.
Well, I don't know if I like that. I was strutted all night. That was on IR.
Yeah, you were playing hurt.
Yeah, playing hurt.
All right, we move on to the Class 6A2 High School Huddle Top 5 rankings. Number 1, Stillwater Pioneers. Number 2, Deer Creek. Number 3, Choctaw. Number 4, Muskogee. And Sand Springs at number 5. I did move Muskogee ahead of Choctaw in my individual rankings.
You
did. Muskogee has had the better wins than Choctaw has this year. Muskogee, 61-0 over PC West, but Muskogee with victories over Carl Albert, Sand Springs, so they have a top 5 victory.
A good Enid team too.
A good Enid team to begin the season. So with that, we're halfway through the season. I felt confident enough to move Muskogee ahead of Choctaw simply because they have the better wins so far.
Well, and I was close to doing that.
Yeah.
I kept him at 4, but that was a back and forth. I have a lot of those kind of conversations with myself, but usually it's where do I put my keys, what's my name, things like that, Ronnie. But
we have a good friend that says if you lose your keys, that's okay.
It's okay. If you forget why you need your keys, that's when you get worried. And he works with elderly, so that helps out. But no, I think this is probably the easiest one to pick is 6A1 on the top 3. You might have a disagreement on who's what the lineup, but
there's a disagreement at the top in the 6A.
Oh, I know.
As well.
Yeah, I got Deer Creek number 1. I've had him there last several weeks now. Grady Ashby at Deer Creek quarterback, stud.
He's legit,
absolute stud.
Yeah.
So I definitely look forward to these two teams playing hopefully down the road sometime.
I will make a prediction. Sand Springs stay at number 5 will be short-lived. They play Stillwater this week.
Well, that's predictions.
I know.
You just gave
it away already. Mm-hmm.
I can do what I want. It's my prediction. Yeah. It's going to be big, too.
See.
Oh, boss. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
So those, one more time, in your 6A2 rankings, the high school huddle rankings: 1, Stillwater Deer Creek; 2, Choctaw; 3, Muskogee; 4, Sand Springs; 5. We will be picking Stillwater and Sand Springs here in a little bit, number 1 versus number 5. Well, now take a look at the 6A1 rankings of the high school huddle.
You guys are on
Tulsa Union, the number 1 team, according to the high school
the big
huddle
dogs.
poll. Bixby Spartans added to their win streak at number 2. Jinx Trojans escape Westmore to stay at number 3.
They almost weren't 3 for me.
Mustang stays at number 4 as a top West Side school in 6A1. And welcome back, Norman North. You went away for a few weeks, but you're welcome back after
somebody new every week.
After an impressive win last week. The Norman North Timberwolves are at number 5 in the 6A1 High School Huddle rankings.
Go ahead, Phil. Go ahead, Phil.
I got a question, Ronnie. Who do you think is going to win 6A1 state championship this year?
Bixby.
Okay, enough said. Go ahead, Chris.
I think Union's going to win.
Oh, I know you do.
Okay.
I mean, you're wrong, but I know you believe that.
Have you seen all the transfers?
Oh, no, it's alive and well over there.
Good luck trying to find the player of the game.
Yeah, well.
Over there, the running back.
Bixby's now on 54. Let me say it one more time. 54
Is it
in
54
a row.
or 55?
It's 55.
Yeah, I think it's 55.
55 in a row.
What's history got to do with anything with next week's game? Or
It's
this
a pretty
week's
good
game?
indicator, Ronnie.
Is it?
Yeah.
You won the national championship in 1904. Is that going to help them out?
You don't go quite that far back.
Okay, not that far.
You guys are a softball school.
I need to get the rules.
54, 55.
Softball school, so no expectation. No, in Norman North, Jake struggled last week, guys.
They've struggled last several weeks.
Yeah. Now I think they're still missing some players. Right?
I don't think so.
Well, if they, I don't think they have all of them back.
Well, and when you come back, you're not in week 4 or 5 shape. You got to build up.
Yeah. Well, I almost put them to 4 and moved Mustang to 3, but I'm a West Side. Why am I West Side?
That'd be more controversial than me putting Guthrie.
side.
That'd been more controversial than me putting Guthrie at 4 if you would have done that.
Oh, absolutely. No, I agree with that.
Okay.
No, I agree with
Mustang beat Owasso.
that.
Beat UConn. Harbor, Arkansas at the time. Southmore lost to Deer Creek.
Yeah, Ronnie's number 1 in 6A2.
Who's that? Deer Creek?
Creek.
Yeah.
We'll find out about Mustang with on the horizon. They got Santa Fe this week, but on the horizon, Owasso and Union. So we'll get a good idea of where they stand. So I think Union's got a lot of weapons. Not that Bixby doesn't, but I think and we won't know until the state championship game if it all plays out that way.
Yep.